Hello everyone. In this video I will talk about pin numbering of Raspberry Pi. You will get answers for questions like how physical numbering scheme is selected in Raspberry Pi, or how GPIO numbering scheme is selected in Raspberry Pi, or sometimes question will be like how physical numbering of Raspberry Pi is different than GPIO numbering. So let's start with the video. There are two ways of defining a pin numbering of Raspberry Pi. First way is GPIO numbering. The second way is physical numbering. So remember, by using these two ways, that is GPIO numbering and physical numbering, we can define a pin numbering of Raspberry Pi. Now, let's go for details of GPIO numbering and physical numbering. You may have question like how physical numbering of Raspberry Pi is different than GPIO numbering. So now let's discuss what do you mean by GPIO numbering and physical numbering. In GPIO numbering, the pin number refers to the number on Broadcom SoC, that is system on chip. Please remember, in GPIO numbering method, the pin numbering or pin number refers to the number on Broadcom SoC, that is SoC means system on chip, and this pin mapping is considered for GPIO numbering. The numbering of GPIO pins is not in numerical order because it refers to the number on Broadcom SoC. Now let's talk about physical numbering. In physical numbering, the pin number always refers to the 40-pin P1 header of Raspberry Pi board. I will repeat. In physical numbering, pin number refers to the 40-pin P1 header of Raspberry Pi board. So we can say that physical numbering is simple as we have to count the pin number of P1 header. Now by using this diagram, I will show you how GPIO numbering is given and physical numbering is given. So first I will show you, this is called as P1 header of Raspberry Pi, which has total 40 pins. Now these are the physical pins of Raspberry Pi. The pin numbers which are present inside that red box is nothing but physical pin numbering scheme, and the GPIO pin numbering which is present outside of that red box, it is called as GPIO pin numbering. So we can say that GPIO pin numbering refers to the Broadcom SoC pins, and therefore these pins are not in numerical order, but physical pin numbers refers to the P1 header of Raspberry Pi, and therefore we can observe that all physical pins are numbered in numerical order, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, like that. So this is the difference you can find in case of physical pin numbering and GPIO numbering. So I will repeat, GPIO pin numbering always refers to the Broadcom SoC, that is system on chip pins, and physical pin numbers are referred to the P1 header of Raspberry Pi. Now I will talk about the function GPIO.setMode, GPIO.BCM or GPIO.setMode, GPIO.BOARD. So this is the function which is used to define the pin numbering system of Raspberry Pi. So it will be either GPIO numbering system or physical pin numbering system. So let's start with the explanation of this function. As we know that, as we learned already, GPIO numbering referred to the BCM, that is Broadcom System on Chip, and physical numbering refers to board, that is P1 header of Raspberry Pi. So based on that, we are going to see how that function works. As I already told you, this function is used to define pin numbering system of Raspberry Pi, that is either GPIO numbering or physical numbering. Now let's start with one example. If we use pin number 40 of P1 header as GPIO pin, we have to configure it as an output. Then how to write it in the Python script. So in BCM we have to write like this. See, BCM is nothing but it's always related with GPIO pin. We know that. So here we need to use what? Here we have to use GPIO.setmode, GPIO.BCM we have to use, right? Because we are talking about GPIO pin. So this 21 is the GPIO pin, which is actually physical pin number 40. I will repeat. In this instruction, we can say that when we are going to use one pin as GPIO pin, then first we have to define it by using this function. What is that? GPIO.setMode, GPIO.BCM. So when I write here BCM, it is nothing but it is a GPIO pin numbering system. And here I have written GPIO.setup in bracket 21 GPIO.OUT, means 21 pin number, which is a GPIO pin, it is used as a output pin. Because my question is I have to set this pin as a output, and therefore I am writing this GPIO.OUT here. And we need to configure pin number 40 of P1 header. So pin number 40 of P1 header is physical pin, and if you go through the pin diagram of Raspberry Pi, then you may find this pin number 40 of P1 header is nothing but GPIO pin number 21, and therefore here we have written 21. Now if I want to set that pin as a physical pin, then what I have to write? So here instead of BCM I have to write board. So when I write board, it means it is a physical pin numbering. Okay, when I write here GPIO.board, it is a physical pin numbering, and therefore I have written the number here 40, because it is a 40 pin number of P1 header, which is already given in the question, and I have to set it as an output pin, and therefore it is GPIO.OUT. So remember, when I have to use that pin as a physical pin, then I have to write GPIO.setMode, GPIO.BOARD, and I have to mention the physical pin number, that particular pin number, as a output here. So this is the difference when we use the function GPIO.setMode to define the pin numbering system based on whether we are using BCM that is Broadcom system on chip, or whether we are using the Raspberry Pi board. So based on that, we are going to write this function. Now give the answers for the following questions. Question number 1 is pin number 18 of Raspberry Pi, that is physical pin number 18 of Raspberry Pi, is GPIO pin dash dash. And question number 2 is how you will write a Python script to configure pin number 36 of P1 header. So 36 pin number is a physical pin. How to configure pin number 36 of P1 header as a GPIO pin, and that will be configured as a output. So you have to write your answers in the comment box. Thank you.